All right. I'm gonna let a few people come in real quick. See what it is, man. All right, you guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. What's up with you guys? Hey Dougie. Hey Doug. I'm gonna wait just a couple of more minutes, and let a few people get in here, and then we'll bust it down like that. Um, hey Beanie, how you doing? Hey KK, how you doing? So basically, guys, I haven't watched all of Left Undone's video because I keep getting stuck at certain portions, and I'm taking notes while I watch it. You know what I mean? So, um, guys, I have a few questions. Hey Dee Dee, I have a few questions in regards to her video or just the surveillance footage, CCTV from Mike. I just have a few questions about it that I just thought that I know I'm coming here and bounce it off of you guys. Now, it isn't necessary. I'm going to do a breakdown on her video and kind of go in more into depth about what I think the substance of all of it is, and there's, I'm sure, more content to come from Left Undone. So, I'm excited about that, guys, because I really, her perspective is just fresh, and it's light, and it's just kind of, it's a good, it's just a good thing. I don't know what else to say about it, guys. So, but I have to say that Left Undone's video, it did, it started me with a think tank, inside my own head. I'm like, okay, so this and this and this and this. Now, if these questions, guys, are kind of far out, like, don't be afraid to tell me in the chat or whatever. I'm open for all criticism and all of that, guys. So this is my first question. At 8:25 in Left Undone's video, and I don't know how that corresponds, timestamp wise to the actual footage from Mike via AV. But we hear Mike say that he's out in the front looking for his kids, apparently. Now, hey, Kathy, what does a statement like that mean? He's out in the front looking for his kids, apparently. Can be. I'm even familiar with who made the video. So we're on the same page. What does it mean to you guys when someone says, if you're there looking at the footage and somebody says to you, hey, this is him in the front looking for his kids, apparently. Now, maybe that's just, a word out of context. Maybe he was, anxious about being on live in front of, the audience that Steve had. I'm not sure. Potentially it's just a word out of context, but that kept grabbing me. It's like, looking for his kids, apparently. Maybe he meant clearly or, undoubtedly. I don't know. Unarguably, there's a lot of different words you could have used there instead of apparently. And so with a small word like that, for the guys that circle back or the gals that circle back and the people in general that just caught it in the beginning, like, what does the word apparently do to the narrative when you're trying to forensically scour this thing? For me, it's like I haven't got my standard and my gauge all the way acclimated to the YouTube yet. It's like I don't know necessarily when to let it go or you know, should that word not have been like a hook in my lip? You know, am I looking too hard? What do you guys think? That the word apparently, I'm not sure if you guys are really familiar with it, but he said, you know, this is him in the front looking for his kids apparently. It's just a guess. I think that could be that could be a pretty good response. Vicky, that's the narrative. It was difficult to see anything in that video. It was, but we've heard, you know, this is the thing. Even if it's difficult to see something, doesn't mean that it's difficult to not see something, right? Like, does that make sense, guys? I know it's kind of in between. It's riding the slope, but let's see. Hey, Benny, I'm from Burnett, Texas. I believe they need to check the neighbor behind the house has a pool. I think they fell in and someone panicked. You know, that actually is a different a different ideal than I've ever heard, Nikki. And it's, you know, it would we be surprised to hear some sort of household accident or, you know, something that, I mean, yeah, I don't know, guys. It implies it was secondhand knowledge to him. GS, doesn't it? Now that's the kind of the way that I took it. It's like he maybe he wasn't good in relaying back what he had talked about, or I don't know. He said apparently, and it was like, okay, apparently what? Because none of this stuff is apparent. It's the first time we were seeing it. Nothing was apparent. I don't know. I saw apparently when I think I know something, but I don't know for sure. Potentially. Okay, Ridley, we're talking about the Ridley, you're late to class. We're talking about the original footage, the original, you know, the origin of the original narrative. That's what we're on right now. No, you haven't missed anything. I'm sure you've seen it. We're just coming back around down to it. So, guys, that's just that. And guys, don't take the order of the questions in you know, as this isn't necessarily the most, you know, important question I would have. I just kind of as they were coming out, and so allegedly, yeah. I mean, that's probably what he meant. Maybe, I don't know. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe that's who knows what he meant. You know, but I think apparently he used the wrong word. I don't know. Got me hung up. I'm a man of words. I'm a man of many words. So you hung me up. Got the hook in my lip. Oh no worries. Yeah, I know. Really, it's been kind of shut down. I've been in the same mode. It's been hard to peel myself off the couch with the phone. It's you know, it's God's day, guys. So, question 2, guys. Now this may potentially be one of the stronger questions out of the batch. I have 5 or 6 questions, not a ton, guys. So now, when you see this footage of Mike, there's a point where he's like, where the police pull up, he's like, look, they're not looking for the kids anywhere. What is that? That is not allowing you to look at the footage unbiasedly. That is preloading the narrative, right? So, guys, think about it. If you're hearing AV, and AV has become sort of an authority in this community, and I dig it. You know, God chose certain people to do certain things that the rest of us can't do. So I applaud him for that. But when you're loaded, Mike loaded him with, look, he's not searching for his kids or anything, right? And AV goes, yeah, he's not searching or anything. So this isn't an issue on AV's part at all. I'm not attacking AV. All I'm saying, I'm narrating what happened in that exchange. So guys, my point is, when you receive the narrative and it has a negative shine on it, how do you accept it? You accept it with a whole different thing, right? So this is the deal. There's 2 types of JFK believers. There's the JFK conspiracy people before the video, and then there's the JFK conspiracy people after the video. And those two people are not centuries, but decades old in opinion and in beliefs. So the power of video really plays a big problem with this, because as humans, when we don't know our north, south, east, and west good anyways, like if you can't get in the car and you don't know where north is all the time, like it's hard for you to logistically stay on track with what's going on. Because if somebody says, they headed, east across the lawn, like it's going to be hard for some people to rotate in their mind and say, okay, this is the way it was, this is where you're looking from, that's east. That becomes one of those fudge factors, right? So I'm going to go to the comments, guys. Sorry if I'm behind. Apparently not sequential, huh? Yeah. Guys, did I just miss them all? Okay, I haven't missed them all. What happens when you receive the narrative and it's already preloaded by Mike? He says, look, he's not searching or anything, right? And AV goes, yeah, he's not searching or anything. What does that do to the narrative? Because that's the first time we've all seen it. Like, and of course, we're like a blind man in the dark as far as trying to fumble our way through just watching this footage without having a curator or someone to guide us through what we're looking at, right? That could be anything if you don't have that narrator telling you where it is, what it is. Correct, guys? Correct? I don't know. I don't know how many people would watch that. That's been a big issue with all of this. Anybody that has been involved in any facet, and when I say involved, I don't just mean with the criminal side of what, the investigation. I mean, as a whole, no one thought there were going to be this many eyes on this thing. And what you have is some people who kind of lost their internet awareness. It's like for a minute they forgot internet was a thing, and now they're trying to whip the internet, and they're not going to whip the internet. What you put out in this community, it gets screen recorded. This is being screen recorded right now in hopes that my ceiling falls down on my head, or whatever. You know what I mean? They're looking for you to fart. Who knows what, anything, a license plate, just online goons, right? So again, I asked the question, guys. Janet, now that's what's important about Left Undone's video. What's important about that video is that after you watch it, you're not sure what you saw exactly. Now when you go away from the video, you sit there and you're like, I don't know anymore, right? That's because the narrative has some graphics involved, guys, and you're hearing the narrative, but you're hearing like a forensic breakdown of these shadows, and how when people bend over, shadows are wider, and when people are holding things, there's different breakdowns in the silhouettes. Like that becomes crucial in this play. Okay, now that's the nature of that video. So guess what, guys? If you walked away from Left Undone's video feeling like you knew less than you did before you watched it, then it worked. Because what happened is everyone's been loaded with this narrative from Mike. Mike knows what the West told the police. Mike knows that. Mike doesn't want to release I'm not going to go into that yet, but hold on, guys. My next Cal City is not the bio dad. Also seen him on Crenshaw video, but I'm glad you're on it. I'm listening and seem like it's going to be a John Benet Ramsey. You know, actually 3 days ago or 4 days ago, Dr. Oz, I watched it today. He did an expose on the John Bonet case, the strange thing was that after all this time, we have all this different ancestry stuff available, and you know, they're having issues with getting this stiff stuff run through because parts of the test samples are degraded, and year after year, as the technology increases, the bias in the test lessens and lessens. So what that means is they're able to do more with less of a sample as the technology continues to grow. Okay, Vicky Trezell said he could have got far away. I don't know. Check the houses. Right now, you know, let's play it off like a real world, everyday life occurrence. It's dark. It's getting dark, and you have this shot of adrenaline, and these boys get out of the gate, and they get just far enough away, and you just, you know, you're walking through this thing. You know, just missing them, guys. Like this case is not original in any sort of way other than how the online community is handling it currently. The terrain of the online investigation is very difficult to navigate, guys. It is impossible, right? There's variations to every single detail or lead that's been come out, that's been published, guys, or uploaded, whatever. Pardon me. Does anyone look to see if the connections can be made with any of the 3 people charged in the sex ring? You know, real life, good question. You know, that's a federal deal, and so the feds are never really worried about doing something real quick. They've been looking at things for a long time. You know, they didn't just stumble on to that hotel that morning. They had been looking at that, and probably somebody in there was like, "Go ahead, bring them." You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they'll build a case. They'll build a case. Maybe look at how easily a jury is manipulated, guys. So if you bring that video in, that's what I want to tell you guys right now. That piece of video probably will mean nothing in the scheme of anything wherever this thing goes to trial, or if it goes to trial, because it's filled with bias, guys. Any evidence that's filled with bias, it gets talked about heavy duty in the court, guys. Got to know that. Yeah, guys, for real. If you walked away from Catherine's Left Undone's video feeling like you knew less about the backyard situation than you did when you watched it 40 minutes and 55 seconds prior, that's because you've been cleansed. Now, today, after watching, that's why I asked everybody to go watch that video, guys. Go watch Left Undone's video. And then hopefully the ones that did were here now, right? The ones that don't know, go watch it now. And please refrain from commenting in here before you actually know what's going on. This is part 2 of, you know, talking about this. So, guys, if you walked away feeling less confident than what you had before, it did its job, guys. It did its job, okay? Because you've been filled, your head and your ears been filled with this it's unconfirmed. It's an unconfirmed claim from this man with this footage that's been, you know, like we haven't seen, like the Kenneka Jenkins thing. Everyone was capable of going into a Google Drive off of a certain website and downloading all of the footage. That hasn't been made available here. You want to know why? Because the same as the Kenneka Jenkins case, the physical site, the scene where the alleged accident happened, that was threatened and tainted and protest. Like this thing, when you involve the narrative, like guess what, guys? The coroner, Jeffrey Feiger, like these people, you know, these are powerful professional people in the white collar world. And when you're not seeing anything go forward, are you a part of the problem that continues on an unhealthy legacy for Kenneka? Or are you one that's doing something quietly and trying to get to it? Because in the Jenkins case, any coverage going on now is just re-scratching the wound every single day, guys. So we're going to reach that point where if nothing is resolved in this case, you know, we have to try to refrain from scratching the scab off of this wound for this family every single day, over and over and over. We're all subject, guys. You got to know anything you say messed up about this case, it's family members, you know, in the lives, and there's family members here and there. Stop it. We're hunting these people. We've done enough. Let's just work with what we have now, because we have it, guys. We have it, right? Moving on. This is going to be a hell of a trial, if it's ever going to come to a trial, GS. Janet, potentially, but he's not just a nosy neighbor. He has the footage, and he allowed himself to go on unrehearsed in front of a live video. It was a live, right, guys? And do this. Now, what I've been told is it was a Facebook Live, and then it was recorded, edited, and brought over to YouTube. I can't dignify that. I don't know. He's more than a nosy neighbor. Promise you that. Absolutely, Doug. It could have been. It sure could have been. It could be all things. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. I know you are going with that. Yeah, the answer is probably something no one has even. Janet, you know, we gotta think tank it, right? Yeah. Yeah, hey Julie, hey Jules. Kim B, cleansed. You walk away from Left Undone's video cleansed, guys. I love all your guys' interactions. Which, if you haven't watched Left Undone's most recent video, please, you can, go ahead and let me leave my live and go watch that video, and maybe we'll, I don't know, I'll be on that long, but you can certainly walk away from that feeling very cleansed from the official narrative, guys. April, thumbs up. Beagle Mama, thumbs up. Bella, thumbs up. Let's see. Gigi, good question. That was something that was discussed a lot in the beginning. And this is the deal with this case, guys. When things are discussed and cannot be reasoned with by certain investigatory channels, they just move on. And so that kind of leaves something there for other people to go back and say, well, we didn't get fulfilled or satisfied by what we saw there. Let's take it upon ourselves to try to, do it the correct way. Exactly. Hours of footage. Now, that's probably an understatement. He actually has probably roughly 21 to 31 days worth, 3 to 4 weeks worth of footage. So yeah, that could be hundreds of gigs, guys, terabytes rather. Could be hundreds of terabytes. It's a lot of footage, guys. And I'm pretty sure he's got different angles. So it's not just the camera footage from that angle, it's the whole lot. And they have to be able to piece it together and pretty much rebuild it, right? So this is this angle this time, like it's more than just looking at it on a screen with all the grids and the buttons, and it's more to it than that. Trust me, guys. Okay. Carol, it can't even go to court in the fashion that it is now. Not what you've seen with Mike's voice on it. You'll never hear that in court. You will never hear Mike's voice in court. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. He just has the footage that he's turned over. And we'll get back to that part, guys. Let me see. Tracks behind the West House. Neighbor has an AV, yeah. ATV, yes, he does. 2. Let's see. Blue House. Now, I'm not going to talk about the Blue House. That's not for me to talk about, guys. I'm going to move on to the next question. Now, guys, let me hold on. That's question 3. Okay, we'll just go ahead with this. This was a little bit out of order, but so let me ask you this, guys. We're starting to see a lot of these bigger platforms that are starting to tag smaller platforms or other platforms for using their footage in a light that they don't like, whether that be pretty much anything different than the narrative that they try to do, they're going to flag it, right? So Mike came on, or alleged Mike, mysterious Mike, came in the chat with me and Doug 2 days ago. Why would you come on? Why would you threaten people? Why would you threaten people after they use footage that you made available? Right? You made that available. The police didn't give your footage to the news people. You gave that footage to them people, man. You know you did, right? So why instead of threatening people or the threats that come from that area about that, why don't you just go online and flag all these videos and have them brought down, right? I don't know. Like there's a lot of different things, avenues you could, these people could have taken besides going on, coming online, right? Gigi, see, you walk away from Karen's video cleansed. That's the idea of it. There was no crazy editing. All there was some graphics that just lightly went against the narrative that you already thought. She didn't remove the audio or do anything tricky with the audio. That's their voices. But somehow you walk away from it feeling differently. That's the power of visual exercise, guys. Moving on. Zion, you're welcome. Okay, guys. Let me ask you a question, guys. If you've watched Undone's video and it's changed the way, if you feel cleansed from that, please put a 1 in the chat right now. Please. 1 in the chat right now. If looking at Left Undone's video cleansed you from the initial narrative, guys. Do you feel like you know less than you did before after watching her video, guys? If you did, throw some 1s up, guys. There we go. There's 1. 1s. 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 Telling you guys, that's the power of what that was. So you got to know, Left Undone has a very smart subscriber. Okay? So look at all the 1s, guys. Look at all the 1s. Hey guys, I see it's a pretty good group of people. Man, if you're in here and you want to support, man, hit the thumbs up, man. Let's change the algorithm, man. Change the algorithm, guys. So why didn't he go? That's the threats. Why didn't he go online and just flag the footage? Now, I'll tell you why. Because it takes effort to do that. And I have only been told certain threats are coming from that area, and so it's what it is. Now, this is the big question, guys. Let me go ahead and I gotta take this power for a minute. This is the big question. It came fourth, but should have been first. Is it possible, guys? Mike knows exactly what happened? Is that possible? Question 1. Is it possible Mike knows exactly what happened because he owns the footage? Is that possible? Right? Is Left Undone in here? Hey, beautiful. We're doing a little thing on the thing, right? So, come on, guys. Come on. Does Mike know? He has the footage. We saw a short piece, right? We didn't see the compilation of all, right? So we saw small pieces loaded with a negative narrative. Or not a negative narrative, but his opinionated narrative. And that's what we've been going on, right? So now we go over and we look at Catherine's video at Left Undone, and we walk away feeling cleansed, right? That's what that was supposed to do, guys. Bring you back to square one, guys. Recircle. It's 100 people in here, and we all need to recircle back and go watch Left Undone's video again. Go watch it again. If you didn't get cleansed, Run it through the ringer again, guys. Go watch her video and come back. And let's do this again. We will do this again, guys. So now, let me ask you this. With the things that we've seen regarding Mike and the things we've heard regarding Mike, pictures last night, let me turn this. Sorry, guys. So there's Mike. Well, you can see me telling you. You see what I'm telling you. There's Mike. Okay. Why is he being nosy? This period is during a period where he wasn't cooperating with the police. Now, let me ask you guys, if it's possible that he's seen what happened over there over October, November, and all of December that they were there, fair to say he's seen it all, right? Now, being that he's seen it all and he's given us this narrative, is it a false narrative? Now, how you answer that for yourself is, if it's a false narrative and you went and watched Catherine's video and now you don't know what to think, it probably was a false narrative to you, right? There's no reason why you should see the same scenario on someone else's page but feel differently about it. It ought to hit the same all over. But why does it hit differently on Left Undone's page, guys? Clearly, the narrative that Mike has given us is Mike's opinionated narrative, guys. Because let me tell you, first of all, he's going to tell you that those little boys didn't leave out on the 19th. Don't worry, you'll be cleansed. You'll be cleansed. Now, is it possible, guys, in the chat, I'm sorry, in the chat, guys, is it possible that Mike knows exactly what happened from September when they moved in all the way to December 21st and has painted a false narrative? Or is this narrative good for everybody? Is what Mike told you, are you good taking that to court when it's time? Are you good with that, guys? Put a 1 in there. If you believe Mike has painted a false narrative, put a 1. If Mike's painted a false narrative, guys, put a 1 up. Miriam, no, I don't know that it was unrehearsed. I don't know. Hey, no. Lisa. Left Undone didn't say anything, nor did the creator of that video. Mike has given you the footage. All you can do is interpret. Guys, all you can do is interpret, okay? Now, yes, it hits differently with me. I've got a feeling from the start, right? Catherine, thank you. Okay, I'm behind, guys. I'm seeing a slew of 1s. Catherine, thank you for that video. I see that I'm frozen up on here, guys. It looks like. I hope all of you can still hear me. Now, I'm going to go. Can you guys hear me? Put another 1 up. If you can hear me good. Because I'm frozen over here, but I'm not sure what's really going on. Let me see here. It just started. I think it's just our internet. Probably one of these damn psychos in the comments trying to get the drop. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you. You can hear me. Okay. Now, that's a lot of 1s, Aussie Insider. Yes. Thank you for the video, Left Undone. Certainly appreciate that. I'm sorry that I'm glitching, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Now, I have another question for you guys. Why did Mike initially not want to assist the police with video that he possessed in regards to two missing boys? Why would Mike have a problem giving that footage to the police or the feds? He said in their FBI. Why would Mike have a problem with giving that footage up, guys? Why? 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 Answer in the comments. Why would Mike have a problem giving up the footage in the beginning, but then allow every news outlet anywhere they wanted to use it from there on out, guys? Why? Yeah. Come on, guys. It's a well-known fact that Mike wasn't wanting to cooperate about the footage, guys. Money. Very good question. Why didn't Mike want to give up the footage, guys? Did he doctor the footage? Did he doctor the footage some kind of way? I don't know, guys. Don't make me go all the way into what a DVR can and can't do and what the police can and can't do with the DVR after they've got it. Because I don't know, but I will find out. So, dozens of reasons. PR stunt, maybe. But I don't think he wants that kind of heat on him. Fed heat is a different, that's blue heat. You know, city cops are red heat. Yeah, or white, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the feds, that's blue and white heat right there. What would be his reasoning for doctoring the video or giving that narrative to people who have the ability to have their own voices? Exactly, Doug. Why load the narrative? Hey, they're not even looking for the kids or anything. Right, AV? Right, they're not looking for the kids or anything. Why are you loading the narrative? AV, at that point, it was safe to say you didn't even know what you were looking at. You were looking at the cats in the corner, looking at, timestamps. Like, bro, you're panning the camera away. And was that on purpose? I don't know, guys. CT. Hey, I'm tricky with the words. Tricky. Dee, potentially. Let's see. Now, Gigi, in regards to shown that particular house for a reason, there is a theory that there was a small group of homes that Mary Eileen LaPuz Batista, she didn't have a realtor's license, allegedly. And so if she was operating as a realtor, then her request for her license back was denied. So it stands to reason that you had a couple of young homeowners that allegedly, this all alleged, had a couple of young homeowners that would take a risk in buying a house that potentially was some issues with it. It took 90 days or 100 days to close, which is very atypical. So you've got some issues with the house or the lending, or the lenders, anyone involved in that transaction. Hard to say, because that whole thing with the house, with that lady involved, you automatically have to be under the suspicion that the sale was designed in a way to throw off any sort of law enforcement that might be watching what Miss LaPuz was doing. Guys, you got to know, them feds, they want to talk to Miss Batista when this is all over with, if they haven't already, guys. We found the bamboo fence and just moved there with the house issues, and then your two kids go missing. Potentially. I'd love an interview. Yeah, but you know what, Beagle Mama, at this point, for you to get an interview with that lady, it's going to be in a white button up starch in a federal penitentiary because uh, Left Undone said, "What kind of neighbors immediately turn on the parents? Kids go missing. Knee jerk is to be kind to the parents." What she means by knee jerk, guys, is it's a reflex, right? To be kind to the parents. You've been painted a narrative that is starting to look like a RICO net conspiracy as to why people are bashing the West. This is insane, guys. Left Undone, thank you for all of everything you've done today. Good gracious. Yeah, Ree-wee, no 5, for sure. Yep. Jane, yeah, it is probably, but you know, it wasn't given to us that she loaned the money to him because she was the realtor. It was given to us that she loaned the money to him because they were like-minded in the way that they were both what, guys? What were they both? They both lived a holistic life, guys. That was the connection that was the connection, guys. Exactly. It was nothing to do with realtor purchaser relationship. It was because they were like-minded and had a connection through holism, holistic lifestyle, guys. You gotta know all the details, guys. Not that you don't. That's a good point. Jane, now tonight we're not doing that. Just God's day, sweetie. We're not doing that today. Typically, I let you guys say what you want. But if you do it again, sweetie, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And I don't want to do that. I appreciate your interactions. Now, loan officer, loan money, not to Mimi, thanks for clarifying if that's true. I don't know that that's, I don't know. No one loans for 6 months. I don't believe anything she says. April, I wouldn't believe anything anyone says at this point either. So, guys, why did Mike initially not want to assist the police with handing over the video of these 2 missing boys? Why, after not wanting to give this footage to law enforcement, would he then allow AV to come in his house and put it on a live, guys? Why would he do that? Why fight the police but give it to everybody else in the world for free? No battle, no fight. You will stand there and narrate it too. Tell him to move his camera back and look over here and bro, that's a problem, bro. Mike, that's a problem, Mike. Okay? Now, if everything we think we've seen has been in its entirety, how come we have people out here that have that know like thing that footage has been edited, guys? Why is the official footage been narrated? I caught issues with the audio while making my video about that Mike guy. I found I heard answers that AV was giving to questions I didn't hear asked. It was like they didn't go quite far enough and cut. So it's like, why am I hearing answers to questions that's not being asked? Like, so the audio's been cut, guys. But see, it's been cut in a way where if it's just him pointing the camera, if you make a cut, the only real cut you see on a still house is the cut in the audio. And you won't see that. You'll just hear it. It's just a quick flick, but the audio goes away. So there are clearly answers to questions in there that I didn't hear the question stated. I found that really queer. I couldn't wrap my head around it. It was like, why is this way? And I don't mean queer like that. I mean queer in the old fashioned days, guys. Like, you know, when something was really strange and they couldn't, you know, it's like, well, that's queer. Like, it just, you cannot make it make sense, guys. I just bought a house in California and I even had to prove my deposits from YouTube, and I didn't even use it as money to qualify for the loan. They want all active income. They just, you know, it all plays into that bottom line, you know, the bottom line, guys. So how is their audio on a DVR recording? I don't get. It would be horrible. Now, guys, he wasn't playing it off of a DVR. The feds already had the DVR, guys. That's from a chip, I was told, from the guy that got the video. That's a chip, an SD card in the side of the TV. Now, that move, when you move it like that, anybody that knows about video, anytime you move video, and I know that that didn't get moved in a lossless type file format. So when you move the video from the DVR onto whatever low quality SD card he had in there potentially, you lose quality. And where you lose quality is in the imagery. Things start, it's called ghosting. Ghosting is when, you know, it's been gone, but you're still seeing it. It's you know, light, it's the difference between ISOs and frame rates and, you know, all of that, guys. And so it makes cameras do tricky things, look tricky ways, but you also know every time you move that video, you lose quality, guys. Every time someone screen records that video for the benefit of trying to find something in it forensically, you've lost quality. You have lost quality because I don't even know what the original, I'm assuming it was probably out there, guys, somebody help me, probably 780p or 740p, whatever, right? So if you have a generic screen recorder, let me tell you, if you're not paying for the screen recorder, guys, it's recording in you know, 480p, 460p, right? So you lose quality, half the quality goes away from 700 to 480, guys. Like at 460, it's 460, 7, you know, 1080, you know, and then you've got your 1080p, 1080i, you've got your raw files, you know, all of these files are a certain way so as to not lose quality when you transfer them from the camera recording device into your editing software, guys. So just a good thing to know. I'm speaking, yes, Patricia, that video or any video, you know, other than the things that, you know, left undone, they had they had, you know, the original download, right? But what I'm saying is other people, when you look at their video compared to Left Undone's video, it's much more grainy. The colors aren't the same. It's like it lost a lot of quality, guys. I've seen this thing with all different shades of color over it, pink, blue, and I don't mean like completely all over it, but like in the corners, or, you know, like changes in the video that come with that moving, right, guys? So Left Undone, her video is of the raw video. It's of the best quality that you can get pertaining to that video. How long have we been up here? Damn, I'm gonna go another 10, 15 minutes, guys. I got another question. Leandra, you know, I have a DBA for, I make beats as well when I'm not involved in this, and I have a DBA, and, you know, it's just, you know, it's just a way to affect your taxes, right? So I assure you, and this is the one thing that I know, guys, if you're making beats, that suggests that you're in the hip hop world. And in the hip hop world, now if he said compositions, or he composes, or he writes music, that's different. When he says he makes beats, that means hip hop, guys. I listen to them and they're like funk beats, right? Like like Cali style, you know what I'm saying? Cali music, right? Cali rap music, right? It was that kind of swing funk stuff. But let me tell you this, if he were an established person that was making money off of selling beats, his tag would be well known. It'd be Trizell on the beat, or TZ on the beat, whatever. Like you don't know about him. You can't Google him and find him associated with any artist that I know of, right? You could Google my name, or not Google, you can YouTube my name, and besides all the BS currently going on with this case, and all the effery, you'll see that I'm involved in a ton of music production, hip hop production. I make the beats, I do the mixing, the recording, the mastering, and then I shoot the video. If you see a video that I've done online, then I touch the music. Just YouTube me, Benny Keys or Benny Keys Films. I've done tons of video. That's what I do is audio. For him to have a shell company, revolving around selling beats, right now for that style of beat, he's not going to have a lot of direct kind of executive sale where someone wants to buy the whole beat from him. It might be good for a lease, and right now you can lease really fire hip hop beats for $20 a lease, guys. You can YouTube that, beats for lease. You can get some of the hottest shit online for $20. So that wasn't what it was. I also, people that are involved in making beats in the hip hop, they have to really, really promote themselves. They really have to be on the cutting edge of making the sound, or else you have an established clientele that you're making funk type Cali beats for. I just have not heard of him popping up on nobody's shit, period. So let's see, guys. Okay. Last question, guys. What is the motive? And I'm asking this organically. What is the motive to edit this footage? For example, the box truck, going back real quick, going forward real quick, confusing AV while he's watching it. Like, what's the motive to edit out things like the box truck? Different things that have been edited out. What about the audio that's been cut in certain places? What is that about? If anybody knows, please tell me in the chat right now. It can't be, you don't cut off 4 minutes or 5 minutes of a video that contain a box truck because it's convenient to put 4 minutes less. Like, if you're putting hour-long videos on, to upload a video with 4 more minutes on it is nothing, guys. So to protect the perpetrators. Kathy, there you go. There you go. So, guys, all 115 of you, go over and watch Left Undone's last video. Cleanse your palate about this case, and then, guys, let's all of us. I'll even make a live tonight to come back to everybody. Hopefully, Left Undone would like to come in the chat again, or maybe even come on the panel and talk about the video. If not, that's okay too. But everybody go cleanse your palate. Forget what you know about this case. And go watch her video. And then, guys, I'll make a live and everybody set a reminder. If you want to go in there and wait, cool. But set a reminder, and then we'll get back to this tomorrow. Because, guys, remember, I haven't even watched all of Left Undone's video yet. All of this is just off the first 15, 17 minutes, guys. So, yeah, Hannah Houston, it is. Thank you, Ashley. Crystal, I can only speak for me, and I'm not. Guys, so what did Dee Dee say, Benny, if you remember after the whole blew up, when Steve came back? Correct. He asked him if he knew him before this video, and Steve said no. Guys, Dee Dee, thank you for that. Thank you for that. When Steve came back and asked him if he knew this guy prior to the video, Steve said no. Steve said no. Guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Oh, see. That is slack. That's just the way it is, baby. Okay, Doug, love you, bro. Catherine, love you. Aussie Insider, love you. Nikki W, love you. Crystal, love you. Hannah, love you. Janet, love you. Dee Dee, love you. Denise, love you. KK, love you big time. You guys, let's go watch this video again, and let's come back tomorrow and let's talk about this thing again, because they're on to something, guys. There's no way with the intelligence I have that I should be able to go back after 66 days, whatever this is, and watch Left Undone's video and like just mysteriously forget everything I know about this thing. That's truly a microcosm in this thing, and that's a powerful tool to use, guys. It's like coffee in between smelling perfumes or colognes, guys. It cleanses your palate, and it's not taking anything away from it. It's just giving it what it lacks. Guys, remember, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. I love all you guys. Autumn, I love you. Jay, love you. Real Life, love you. Vala, love you. Karen, love you. I'm out of here, guys. Well, I say I'm out of here.